Bubbles, your flight attendant, to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of Skip Happens. A view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal, it's the journey that is the life of an artist. Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark and Deb Lamphere.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Yeah, how you guys doing tonight? You're all good, right? So we can get this thing going. All right, welcome to Skip Happens. Skip Clark, I'm your host. And proud to be the host of Skip Happens. We have a lot of fun with this. And Miss Deb Lamphere, right up there, my co-host. Right, I want to just link up there.
Yeah, you did good this time.
Yeah, I know. Usually, because the camera is always backwards, I have to, you know how that goes, Alex. I'm sure. Oh yeah, but we got a very special guest here tonight. I love this. Alex Miller is with us. That name sounds familiar, right? It should, because hopefully I get this right. Was it season 19 of Idol?
It was, yeah.
It was, yeah. And that was what, just 2 years ago?
No, that was just last year.
Last year. Damn. Wow.
Wow. I know, that was quick.
But time is flying. That's why.
It's crazy.
It is very crazy. And I'm going to play a little bit of something. Then we're really going to get into this. Listen up, everybody. Here we go. Yeah, hopefully it'll play. Here we go. Like I said, hopefully it'll play.
Lock position.
All right, listen up. It's not playing. Here we go. This is going to bring back a memory.
Hello. Whoa, here we go.
Hold on. Work your fingers to the bone. What do you get? Bony fingers. All right, we are ready for you, buddy.
All right. Tell us who you are and where you're from and your age.
Well, my name is Alex Miller, and I'm from Garrett County, Kentucky. I'm 17 years old, and I'm so happy to be here. I don't know what to do.
From what county?
Garrett County. Garrett.
You gotta put when they named it, they had tobacco in their mouth.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
Oh, I understand all the Southern accents now.
That's right.
I mean, I hope you sing like you talk, because that could be
We're just going to listen to a
Please
little
be able
clip.
to sing.
Please. What are you going to do for us?
Well, I'm going to do a little song I wrote for an ex-girlfriend of mine. Hope you all enjoyed it. It's called I'm Over You, so get over me. It goes a little something like this.
So get over me.
Well, time and time again I tried. And just when I get you off my mind, you come crawling on your knees, falling, crying and begging, please. But I'm over you, so get over me. Lately I've been getting smart. No, you're never gonna break my heart, 'cause I'm over you, so get over me. Oh yeah, I'm over you, so get over me.
Love it.
And the reaction from Luke.
Jesus.
I am thrilled.
And you know what? He's no longer there, but he's here with us on Skip Happens tonight. Alex Miller, once again. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about that experience. You walked through those doors. You see Lionel. You see Luke. And there you are with your guitar. And tell us about that.
Well, I sure will. It was a long journey even just getting there. I was a 17-year-old kid from little old Lancaster, Kentucky. And I asked my mama one night, I'll tell y'all, I wasn't bad in school, but I never wanted to be there. So I wanted to always go out and play music. That was what my dream and passion was and still is. And I asked my mama one night, I said, "No, Mom, I ain't going to college." I said, I'm gonna pursue my musical dreams and journey. And she said, "Now, son, the music industry is a hard thing to get into, and this, that, and the other." And kind of tried to talk me out of it, but I was bound and determined that that's what I was going to do. And she said, "Well, okay." I said, "I'll sign you up for American Idol. If you do good on there, then I guess that's what it's meant to be." And I did a Zoom call, not much different than kind of what we're doing here.
Sure.
And I did a Zoom call with one of the producers from the show, and they seemed to like me pretty well. It was like a Zoom open audition, so it was a lot of contestants and me. And I did with one producer and the next and the next. And they said, "Would you like to come out to San Diego, California?" And I said, "Well, shoot, yeah." And so they flew me out there, and I prepared for the show, and they wanted me to do a Johnny Cash song to start out with, and I sung them that original, and they said, "Well, you need to go do that." From the judges said that they'll love that, so that's what I did. And then as you just saw there, like you said, walking in front of them judges, that was mighty intimidating.
I bet.
I've been scared a few times in my life, and I'm not afraid to say that might have been one of them. I was a little tore up, but I can't believe that things went as well as they did at the audition and even at the show. I just was myself. I don't know any other way to be. So that's very nice to be that way, I guess. But
yes,
it was very intimidating, but very, very cool, and it led me to a lot of doors and opened quite a few windows too.
So you make it sound so easy that you could just go sign up and be an audition for American Idol. Is there a little bit of a process that goes along with that, or did they just take everyone that? Okay. Yes,
ma'am. You got to. Well, the way I did it, it was weird because it was right in the middle of COVID when I auditioned, and they, were very, very strict on the mask mandates and things, and I did this over Zoom, and so we had to fill out a bunch of forms, basically let them know that I wasn't, crazy or something like that, and this, that, and the other, and filled all these out, and they told me that they had 50,000 applications that year for
Holy cow.
For Idol.
That's what I was wondering. How do they pick? I mean, they can't possibly Zoom 50,000 people. Well, the way they do it is there's 10 or 15 of them, and they'll have certain days that you can audition, this, that, and the other, the way it was for me. And so I got a specific spot wherever I could audition. Mm-hmm. And so they do them all over the country. Now they can go actually out to the towns and stuff, but the way they did it with me was over Zoom, and it's kind of crazy that I did all that right in the middle of the pandemic. I'm very, very fortunate for that.
Yeah, exactly. Were there other contestants on the Zoom while you were doing it, or was it just you and the producers?
So what they did was they used the Zoom, and they would have me in a room, and they would send me over to another, like a producer or something, in one room. And so I did. I gotcha. There. And so they would send us out all over the place.
You had to go get a good computer to make sure this worked. How did you find out that, oh my God, it's Tuesday and I'm going to be auditioning? And did you have to go really think, okay, I got to make sure my computer is up and running. I got to make sure I look good. Yes, and then I got to sound good. I got to go buy a microphone. I got to do this.
Yes. Unlike today, things went really well. But it turned out really well. I did have to kind of my mom had a great laptop, thank goodness, and so she set that thing up, and I got a video of it somewhere where I'm standing in front of the we had it on a chair and a bunch of boxes, and because I'm really tall, I'm 6'6".
Yeah, we noticed that in Nashville.
Boxes and things up, and set that computer on there so I could get kind of a headshot of me. And it looked really funny, but it worked good for me. I can't complain. So,
yeah, you're so tall. I could have used you here over the weekend because I had to change the ceiling fan, and I was on the ladder.
If it wasn't for me, none of the light bulbs would be changing the house.
And
so you said 6'6"? Is that what I heard?
Yeah. Yes.
Holy Lord.
Now, you didn't play football.
I didn't. My sport was baseball, but that was a long, long time ago when I was a kid. But no, I didn't. I wasn't a football player. I was a football watcher. So
basketball.
Now, every team at Gary County High School tried to recruit me. I swear, and for good reason. I'm tall, pretty big built guy, and they needed some people like that on the team. I guess I should have helped them out some, but. I was more interested in doing this than doing this. So
yeah, okay, I get you. Now I remember watching Idol, and Deb may have seen this too. And you talked about your granddad, and you talked about the cattle ranch, and you talked about singing to the cattle. Did you really do that?
I say singing to the cattle. Now, what I mean is I'd be driving by on a tractor, and I sung all the time. I reckon that's how I got a good voice. I would listen to music and put them headphones in my ears, and I want to just sing along as I was bush hogging or feeding the cows, whatever I was doing. I'd be a singing. And I used to, whenever I before had a phone or anything like that, I would ride around with my granddad in the truck and I'd sing as we drove. So that's where that comes from. Yeah. So yes, technically yes, and technically no. So that's a good way to answer your question.
He's got a whole lot of cattle, right? How many head?
Lord, it's about it's actually got quite a few more. He's up to about 130.
What?
130. Yeah, and he's got about 600-700 acres or so.
No kidding.
Yeah. My granddad's been farming since
God bless him.
The 60s, and have been running cow. And he used to talk. Luke Bryan talked about tobacco. We used to be tobacco farmers, but we had a buyout that bought all the tobacco out and this, that, and the other. So that's been before I was born, but I know enough about it to be dangerous.
Are these we're supposed to be talking about you and singing, but are these
fine? No, it's fine.
Are these beef cattle? Or are they dairy cattle?
Yes, we raise anything that walks, crawls, or breathes as far as cows are concerned. We're really not really specific on things. We have black Angus bulls, but as far as cows and stuff goes, we got everything from a Maldi face, which is a black cow with a white face, to Charolais, to even Hereford cows. We got a few all kinds of different things. They all what I was always told, they all look the same on the rack. So that's what I know.
Now, is it true that like beef cows are brown and dairy cows are black and white? Now you got to understand, I'm a city boy.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Pretty much. So when I see cows, I see cows. I love
it. Beef cows can be any different thing. Dairy cows are your black and white mostly, as you kind of see in movies, this, that, and the other. But beef cows are all kinds of different colors.
Okay. Do you ever get really attached to them, and when it comes time to, what, and you kind of go?
Yes, I have a few cows myself. I have a cow and a calf. I have two, 3 cows, and then of course we sell our calves off. That's always a good time and a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
You hate losing your stock, because you got to get attached to them, but at the same time you get a nice check in the mail. So I mean, it's kind of a
I know
one of those things you got to balance.
It's a part of life.
It is, but if it wasn't for guys doing that, then you wouldn't have a steak on your plate or a hamburger or anything like that. So
no, and that's why we thank people like your granddad, because without the farmers and those that raise the cows and all the the food and the grain and the corn and all that, I don't know what we would do. So.
The circle of life, right?
Yes, that's right. They said it right.
It really is.
Now,
I'm sorry to get off on farming stuff. You get talking.
No, I am just totally amazed.
It's just how I am. I'm sorry.
No. I am totally amazed. Tell us a little bit more about you, though. You said your parents split up when you were really young. Kind of that had an effect on you, and I can understand why. I've been there. How did that influence what you did and what you do when you sing and write music?
Well, first off, I'm going to say that my parents split on good terms. I still get to see my mom and still get to see my dad. And, they've done an amazing job with all that's happened with me. I mean, it's kind of changed our lives in a lot of ways. It did affect me as a kid. I can't say it can't. It definitely made me want to write sad songs and write this, that, the other. And it's definitely made an impact on me. It's one of those things. I'm just lucky because I get 2 Christmases and some people don't. So I feel fine about it.
That is a benefit for sure.
Absolutely.
So are they both in your same hometown? Do you get to see them regularly?
Yes,
and do they tour with you?
Actually, I get to go on a trip with my mama this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to Charleston, South Carolina.
Ooh,
and then
nice.
I stay at my dad's quite a bit. It's where I come to write and this, that, and the other. So I get a good balance of both my parents. They're both sweet people, and they both think the world of me and my little brother. So if at the end of the day, I don't think they can say any more and be any more happier than that.
Pretty awesome. Tell us about that wall behind you, because I am just blown away by looking at those guitars on that wall, and it looks like a mandolin. Yeah, wow.
2 different things back there.
You play them all?
I did well. I attempt to play them all. We'll put it that way. So yeah, I got a mandolin over here, and that's actually a little ukulele here. Bunch of different things, and actually I play some steel guitar, and that's what that. It's not.
I see the steel.
But all kinds of different things. And what them are in here for, one, for decoration. Some of them ain't in very good shape, but we won't tell them about that. It's a good thing. Sometimes I can pull them off the wall, and if I'm having an idea in my head of a song or something, I can pick one of them up and play it. And it's just a good way to good thing to have. And looks cool. And I can't say no more good things about it. Me and Dad had a fun time putting all that up. We'll say that much.
Is your dad a musician?
No, I'm the only one in the family. I'll put it to you this way. Dad can sing, but whenever he's in the shower singing, the water turns off. So he's good, but he might need a few lessons.
Do you sing in the shower?
Yeah, I sing in the shower.
And the water doesn't turn off.
The water doesn't turn off for me. It don't turn off at all. It just
That's a good thing.
Coming out.
That's a good thing. Tell us a little bit about what really got you inspired to make music in the very, very beginning. What got you going, Alex?
Well, it's kind of an interesting story. When I was a kid, you got to understand, when I was a kid, I was born in 2003. So at the time, one of my favorite things to watch was The Wiggles. It was a kind of a big show back then.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
All the time as a kid. I can still sing a little bit of Fruit Salad, Yummy, Yummy.
Yummy, yummy.
And also I like Thomas the Train, and I really was interested in trains and this, that, and the other. Had little model things I used to have and play with them all the time. And so going back to Granddad, I asked him one day, what did he listen to? Because he was a huge country music fan. That was another thing that I remember as a kid. He had VHS tapes, which I don't know. I remember VHS tapes, but we had VHS tapes I would play, and it was like Stars of the Grand Ole Opry from the 50s or something like that. And I'd watch them, and we'd watch them at lunch, this, that, and the other. And when I come home from school, and I can remember that just like it was yesterday. And I asked Granddaddy one day, I said, is there any songs out there about trains and country music? And he said, well, yeah. So he played me Folsom Prison Blues, and he played me a song by Hank Williams called the Pan American, I think it was.
Okay.
And I really liked the Hank Williams when I liked the Johnny Cash too. And so Granddaddy bought me a album, like a CD of Hank Williams, and we used to play it in the car all the time because I loved that song about the train because that's what I was interested in. And I wore that thing out. I liked that one so much. I learned You're Cheating Hard, and then from there, Hey Good Looking, and this, that, and the other, and really fell in love with the Hank Williams sound, this, that, and the other, and as a kid. And before long, I wanted to learn to play guitar, and so he took me to get lessons, and then I found a few different places to play, and I was about 7. The first time I ever went out and started playing was 7. Was whenever I did that. I wish I had a picture. I'd send it to y'all. I looked like a little George Strait, but it was pretty fun. And the first place I played was in Lancaster at the Rural Heritage Tobacco Festival. Yes, you heard me right. We have a tobacco festival in Garrett County. But that's what I remember doing, was going up there and singing on the square. And
so do they have a 7-year-old actually audition for that, or do they just let you come on up and sing?
They just let me get up there and play. It was horrible. I mean,
I can't.
I'm sure it wasn't.
But at 7, it was good for a 7-year-old. I'm sure it wasn't that bad. But looking back now, I'd probably have to clean my ears a little bit. But at 7, what can you do?
So you have to start somewhere, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Are you self-taught then? You've done it all on your own?
Well, I guess you could say that. When I was 6, I started taking guitar lessons. I only took them for 2 years. And then I learned enough to learn enough, if you know what I mean. I learned my, A, B, C, D, F, G. And that got me pretty doggone far. I was able to learn enough to go out and play shows, and that's when I fell in love with entertaining. Was whenever I got to get up in front of the people, and as a 7-year-old doing old Hank Williams songs, like everybody'd love that. And I thinking back, I saw some videos the other day of myself when I was really young, and I was mighty cute doing that stuff. I don't like to brag about myself, but it was awful fun to watch. It really was. It's just good reminiscing moment for me, and
I'm sure.
It's crazy. I just can't believe that all this is happening to me. Truthfully, I'm still that little 7-year-old that loves Hank Williams and all this kind of stuff. And now, start my own career and trying to get myself out there.
Yep.
This, that, and the other. It's
you got a long ways to go.
For me.
You're young enough, and you got a long ways to go. You got a lot of time to do it. Just go easy, my friend.
Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's what I was told.
Exactly. Do you have you been in touch with Luke Bryan or Lionel or anybody since you've been off the show?
Well, actually, I Luke said he was going to go to the opera with me, and I haven't heard nothing back from him, but I know how busy I've been, and I can't imagine somebody like him how busy he's been. I haven't heard nothing exactly from him yet. But I'm still looking for that and waiting for that, and I know he's going to pull through with that.
Oh, he'll pull through. He'll get you up on that stage. There's no doubt. And to get on that Opry stage, Deb and I have been there and watched artists like you get on that stage. And even from somebody that's watching, it just the warmth in your heart, and it's like you can feel it when you're in that mother church, and and all that's going on. We see somebody like you hit that stage. It's just such a great feeling, even for us watching somebody like you. You know what it is? We know that you've got a passion and you're living your dream.
Yes,
that's
you're exactly right.
We love.
I got to pinch myself every morning. I really do. I just can't. I can't believe that. Coming from the fact that a year ago I was just off the show, and even a year before that I was just a kid in high school that. Was just doing math homework like everybody else. You don't realize how far I come a lot of days. And, I'm like I said, a year ago, I was probably feeding cows right about now. Now I get to talk to you fine folks, and there ain't no better thing than that for me.
Well, we get to talk to you. So that's even better.
Well,
so are you out? So since you're part on American Idol, you had mentioned earlier it does open up a lot of doors for you or for artists in general. So what are some of the things that it does to give you some exposure after the fact?
Well, I'll tell you, going on the show, I didn't know if I'd win or not. I didn't, you just never know. I went on the show just to see what could happen and if it could happen for me. And it proved to me that there's a lot of people that seem to like what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep on doing just that. And a lot of doors, like you said, I've got a manager now and a publicist, and a lot of people that I've surrounded myself with that make a really good team and makes Alex. It's not just Alex Miller; it's the Alex Miller family. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a lot of work. A lot of Idol doesn't make you a star. It definitely gives you a boost, and it definitely helps you. But there's still a lot of hard work to do after the fact. And
look at all the fans you've gained just from that show too.
That's the crazy thing. People are so nice. I mean, they're so nice. Reaching out to me and saying how my music's helped them, or my music is something I listen to every day. And there's no greater feeling for an artist than people telling you how much they appreciate you. But my favorite thing is I've got to do a lot of shows. That is what I love to do. Love to go out and play and perform. That's my pet peeve. So folks I got to open for last year, I got to open for Lee Bryce.
Nice.
At the Washington State Fair. I got to open for Hank Williams Jr. in Wisconsin.
Wow, that had to be an experience.
That was religious. That was awesome.
That's a good word for it.
Yes.
He blew me away. Absolutely. Whenever I'm Hank Jr.'s age, if I can still do a show like he can, then I'll be super satisfied with myself.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And I got to come up your all's way too. I actually got to come up to the New York State Fair and do a show up there in Syracuse. So
when
you did,
way back, it was in August sometime.
Oh, so, no, that's right. That was at and it was in that. It was the stage.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! I do remember you. I was standing. I was right next to you.
Oh
my goodness! This was it was the stage way in the back of the fair, and there was a pond. And because of the pandemic, there wasn't a whole lot of people at the fair. There was a lot of that going on that nobody really knew what to do. But I do remember that. And were you a last minute booking for that?
I was. Yeah, I was.
Yes,
very last minute. But we had a good crowd. I thought for I think it was a Monday at 2:00. We had a pretty good crowd considering all that. And I was super satisfied. And the folks up there in New York, you know what's interesting? I learned a lot on that trip. You know, I always thought New York was just one big town, but I learned very quickly. There's a lot of good country people up
We're the nice New Yorkers.
Yes, you are.
and I'm from downstate. I moved upstate, but we're the nice ones.
I keep telling her to go back, Alex, but she won't go. So,
no,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Y'all were awesome. Y'all were so hospitable and nice. Like, it was like being at home for me. I loved y'all to death.
You know, I don't know why, but I totally forgot all about that. And you just brought that up, and it all just came back to me. I'm trying to think. I'm wondering if I did the presents for that show.
I think you did. Yes.
Yes. Oh,
I'm sorry. Listen, I've been all over the country. I'm sorry, Skip.
No, dude. I live here, and the fair is in my backyard, and you know more about it than I do.
Oh,
what happened that day? I'm just saying. Well, it was a pleasure having you, and I'm sure you kicked some butt up there. So
we had a good show.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about when you sit down to write music. I mean, do you do it there where you are? Or do you go out and maybe just kind of sit out in the field somewhere and do it? Because I know you're on a big farm,
right?
Or somewhere where it's just peaceful and you can think. How does all that work for you?
Whenever it comes to writing, I like quiet, like, being able to sit and think. And it's kind of like an interview, or whenever I'm singing a song out on a show. Whenever you get to writing, there's a passion that kind of grows about a song. If you really like an idea, for me, that's the way it works for me. Get really passionate about that idea, and I write all my ideas out. Now, everybody's written some really good songs, I think. I think everybody has the potential to write some really good songs, and everybody's written some bad ones. Now, my bad ones are red, and my good ones, I hope, are pretty good. But whenever it comes to writing for me, it starts with an idea. Like, I'm Over You, So Get Over Me was the song we did on Idol, and that was the line I had to start out with. And so what I do is I write that line out, and I'll write verses and stuff that go with the idea. Is the way I do it. So it's like putting together a big old Lego set or something like that. Every piece has a certain spot it needs to go.
Tell me, that song that you sang on Idol, now, is that a real life experience? Because I read something about the girlfriend or something, and there was something going on there.
I think he did say that in the beginning.
Yes. I'll elaborate a little bit there.
I bet you will. Okay.
It's actually pretty cute and kind of funny. I was in kindergarten when I met this girl, and we, I guess you could call it dating in elementary school, and we had got together and this, that, and the other. In 6th grade, she was done. She's, well, you go do your music thing. I'm doing something else. And so she got this other guy, and then I guess I was a little better than what she thought, because then she come back to me and said, "Well, I want you back." And I said, "No." Said, "I'm over you, so get over me." And I was like, "Oh, I'd make a good song, and it'd be all about you too." And I said, "That's 2 birds with 1 stone. I got to write this." And so I went home, and it's in the 6th grade or so, I wrote this song. And so, like, the next week, it's all circumstantial. So the next week we had a school talent show, and we did it every year, and I did it every year, and I wrote a song every year. But in 6th grade, I wrote "I'm Over You, So Get Over Me." So I auditioned for my choir teacher with the song "I'm Over You, So Get Over Me," and he said, "Well, I love that." I said, "You get up there and do that one." So that's what I did. And when it comes showtime, I got up there and I said, "I got a song for a very special lady out in the audience tonight, and I hope y'all will enjoy it. It's called "I'm Over You, So Get Over Me." And then I went right into it, and it was the school went nuts. Yeah. I mean, everybody was clapping, cheering, and at the end they all stood up and give me a standing ovation. And it was 6th, 7th, 8th graders, which getting them to do anything is amazing. But I got them; they stood up and clapped, and they were awesome. And then cool. I looked down the front row, I happened to look down, and there she sat while everybody was standing up. It was priceless.
Love it. Love it. She didn't move.
She didn't move a muscle. No, but she told me after the show how I should never do that song out in public again, how I should never do that song. And so when it come Idol time, I said, "I'll get you again, old gal." And so I did.
You did it on Idol.
Wow, we don't want to be on your bad side, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a little rough, I guess.
And it worked out for you because you blew Luke away with it, and of course Lionel, and it's just amazing. So the show, the song, actually, that you did the right thing.
Well, thank you. it was a little vengeful, but I think it worked out good for me. So
it worked out good for you. Smile and wave and walk away and say, there you go. So tell us now, how was it when, okay, so you made it how far with Idol? How far did you go?
So I got to the end of Hollywood week, and I did a Merle Haggard song, and they wanted me to do something a little more pop oriented, and I do country music. That's my thing. That's what I do. So that's what I did, and it didn't, I guess, work out for me, but it worked out for me in a sense. You know, I get to do my own thing now. I go out and play shows, this, that, and the other, and that's what I love to do in the first place. So to me, I won in my own little way.
Exactly. And you come home. How big is your town?
We, as I said on the show, you got to count the cows and chickens to get a census report. We are mighty small, but we got a big heart. That's for sure. The people around here supported me like no other. I'm not to brag or boast, but I've got my own day here in Lancaster. It's Alex Miller Day. It's in August sometime or another. But so in August, when it comes August, y'all better celebrate Alex Miller Day. And
you just let us know what day it is, and we will. And we'll tell you about what we can do with that a little bit later, because Deb does a lot with her country music fan club. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So isn't that such a wonderful, warm feeling to know the support system in your hometown is that strong?
It's crazy. You know, going back to my own day, you know, I thought that was just stuff for like Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, guys like that. Not some little old kid from Lancaster, but you know, like you said, the town as a whole has just been so supportive, and you know, they every time I'm in the paper a lot. You know, my local newspaper writes a lot about me, and you know, keeps the people informed of what I'm doing. When I got off the show and they started doing all that, I was in the paper like 3 times, and I told my grandparents, I said, you know, I didn't do nothing wrong, and I'm still in the newspaper 3 times, which is kind of interesting. But
well, think of what it's going to be like when you're really, really famous.
Oh, I know. I can't.
So get used to it.
I've just got that much of a taste of it right now. I envy those guys. I know that they go through a lot, especially like the people like Luke Bryan and stuff. That's interesting.
A lot on to live. It'll be a lot on your plate.
You're a star in training.
That's right. That's right.
What is I'm going to go off topic a little bit. What's the most trouble you've ever gotten into?
Oh,
was that your dad, by the way, that was in here before you went?
It was my dad. Yes.
Well, and maybe I should ask him.
Yeah. Let's see. The most trouble I ever got in. Whenever I was a kid, it's a wonder I wasn't a barber, truthfully. Whenever I was a kid, we had these little kittens. And I didn't, nothing bad. No cats were harmed in the.
Okay. All right. Okay.
When I was a kid, we had these little kittens, and I took a pair of safety scissors and cut their hair like that thin. I mean, Daddy said he couldn't have gotten no thinner with a razor. I don't know how I did it. But anyways, I did. And these are these little bald kittens. And I got whipped. I mean, I'll never do that again. But oh Lord, I got whipped. But it's a wonder I wasn't a barber, truthfully. But,
well,
I'm glad I picked up the guitar. Let's put it that way.
There you go. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
The best advice I've ever been getting, hands down, came from my dad. He said, you know, sometimes I read the comments on videos and this, that, and the other, and things I've done, and some people are mighty nasty. But you know, he told me whenever I got upset over something, he said, you know, never take criticism from someone you didn't take advice from, and that's the best advice I've ever been given. And
so true.
That's some words to live by.
Yep, your dad's absolutely 100% correct. And you say you read those, and we all know we see them too. I mean, it doesn't matter what we're reading, especially in today's world and everything that's going on. But you read all these comments, you can't let a lot of that bother you. You just
they flatter me, truthfully, in a weird way. Yeah, the fact that someone took that much time out of their day to comment something so nasty about me, that's awesome. I can't thank them enough. At least they took time to write something about me. You know, I think it's awesome.
You are so right. And Deb and I have had these conversations too, because sometimes, you know, I get stuff that happens within the radio station, and Deb, she hears it all. And it's, you know, something negative. But you know what? When I get a negative comment from somebody, I look at it and probably like you do, where they're listening. They're listening, and you know what? They bitch about whatever, and then they're listening though, and they're going to come back and listen some more to see what you do next. So
comment something else negative. I sure do appreciate it. That's what I mean.
Yes, absolutely. And then I go to Deb going, "Oh, Deb, what a day I had. Oh my God." So it gets good.
Then we calm him down, get him a beer or something, and then he's good to go on his podcast.
Good.
And here we are. I'm an old man drinking coffee, and my Skip Happens.
Tonight it's coffee. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, tonight it's coffee. Yeah.
My granddad never said he was an old man. He's just seasoned. So
it's seasoned. I love that. Absolutely. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Alex?
Well, every artist sees himself, always doing better, and that's what I hope to do. Whether it's this much better or this much better, as long as I'm doing better, not worse, that's all I care about. In 5 years, I see myself, building on what I have right now, as far as a platform and like my TikTok and my Instagram and all that stuff. Just keep it growing. You don't want a tree to quit growing. You want it to keep going on up. So that's my goal, is to keep the train on rolling and keep shoveling coal to the fire.
I love that.
Well, maybe we'll see you on the New Faces stage, though, too.
I would love that.
And
were you there for that? Did you go? Maybe it was after that dinner that I might have seen you standing in the lobby of the hotel in Nashville. But did you go to the New Faces? And what if somebody's watching this? It's a radio seminar that a lot of us go to, and we meet a lot of new artists. For example, Alex.
Yeah.
And they always put on a nice dinner at the end of the conference, and they have a lot of the new big stars, the next big thing, I guess, up on that stage. Were you there for that?
I did not get to go. it was kind of interesting. I was only at CRS one day. That was the first day I got to go.
Oh, okay.
And then, because I had a show I had to do over in Lexington, and so I had to get back home. But my one day of CRS, I learned a whole lot. That was a good education for me. I got to meet a whole lot of folks, and got to set up stuff like this with a lot of people. And I can't thank y'all enough for, first off, asking me to do this, and second off, letting me to come to CRS. I had a really good time, and it was nice to meet a lot of other artists too. I didn't.
Oh yeah, there's anybody that's anybody would be walking around, shaking hands and networking, so to speak, and everybody from the big stars to a lot of the independent new artists. So.
Yeah, hey, even Kid Rock was hanging out there, right?
Yeah. I wasn't there for Kid Rock. I was already home then, but I'd like.
Oh, we saw Kid Rock.
That's been awesome.
Who was he hanging with? Oh, it was John Pardee, right?
He was with John Pardee. Yeah, he was hanging with John. So, who are some of those artists? I said we always ask the questions that a lot of other interviewers. We don't ask a lot of the usual questions, but I'm going to ask you one.
Appreciate it. I get tired of saying the same old thing.
I know, but I'm going to ask you one. Okay. What artists do you look up to, or we talk about influence, because you kind of got a very traditional sound to you, and that's the sound that's coming back, and you're doing it. But artist, who is it that you like? Wow, I want to be. You don't want to be just like him, but I want to, kind of follow his footsteps.
I look up to a lot of the classics, and there's a lot of new artists I like as well. I've been listening to a lot of. One of my favorites, and he's actually a Kentucky boy. Two of my favorites is Chris Stapleton and Tyler Childers. Now, I'm not nowhere. I do what I do, and that's what I try to do it well. And I think as an artist, a lot of times everybody tries to do what everybody else is doing, but to me, I'm just going to do what I'm doing, and people seem to like it, so I can't complain. But as far as Tyler Childers is one of my favorites right now. I'll tell you a lot of. And another guy I'm really fond of is a guy named Charlie Crockett. He's from way down in Texas somewhere. He's more of Americana kind of artist.
Okay.
I like all of his stuff. It's more traditional sounding, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to have that traditional sound come back again.
Yeah. Now, I don't want nothing to go back to like Jimmy Rogers or nothing, but I do like a lot of the classic stuff, and I just try to put my own little spin on everything I
do. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And that makes it yours. Right. And you make it unique, and that's what you need to do. That's exactly what you need to do. I just totally blew my mind. I was going to ask you a question, but bringing back all the traditional sounds and all that, just amazing. So you're just amazing. What you do.
I threw him for a loop.
You did.
Sorry.
I just totally lost my my train of thought. So, do you have is it just you with a guitar, or do you got the full band behind you?
I got a full band. I actually just hired a keyboard player the other day. So my guy's my band. I'll give him a shout out. My bass player is Mike Anglin, and he actually plays with me, and he plays with Larry Cordell. He wrote Highway 40 Blues and Murder on Music.
Yeah.
And so he plays with me, and he plays with him. And my guitar player, his name is Jeff Watson. He's from Lexington, Kentucky, and he played with Exile for a long time.
Oh yeah,
and they're kind of a Kentucky group. And my drummer, he played at a place called Renfro Valley. It's a kind of like Central Kentucky's Grand Ole Opry is the best way I could describe
Very cool.
And a lot of people come through, bigger acts and stuff come through. I think the Oak Ridge Boys was over there like a week ago. But and then my new player, my keyboard player, his name is Larry Todd, and he's actually does some DJ stuff over in Stanford, Kentucky.
Okay.
And, so all guys that have been in music for a long time, and they're all professional. And we got together actually yesterday, and got to working on some of the new material, and it's coming out really nice. And I can't say enough good things about my band. They're dependable. They know what I want, and we make it happen.
Are these guys that you put together, you brought them together, or, once you start working on stuff and somebody says, okay, I got this guy, we're going to put you with this guy, you did it all on your own?
I did it on my own. And nice. Actually, this is my second band. The first band I had, they were younger, I would say, I put it that way. And I couldn't depend on them. And so I hired me a new group of guys, and these guys were professional. I played with them whenever I was a kid. Growing up, and my granddaddy would take me around different places, and bands would let me get up and sing and play, and this was one of them. And I didn't know that Mike played with Larry Cordell or anything like that. And my manager actually called him, and he was going to fill in for one of my other musicians, and we just fired them and hired this group, and I haven't looked back.
That's awesome.
They're great.
That's awesome.
They're great.
What was it like when you first heard one of your songs on the radio?
Oh man, that was
especially because you're so young.
It made me smile so big. And it was awesome. I never thought I'd ever get to hear myself come through the speaker of my car. I mean, I just
love it.
Never thought that. The cool part about it is, I was just a kid listening to the radio and listening to all the kinds of folks sing, and to think that there might be a kid out there listening to me, that blows my mind. If I can do anything to help inspire kids or, do something like that by doing what I'm doing, then I'm all for it. It's neat for me. I can't believe it. Truthfully, that's the real answer.
Are they playing your music in your hometown?
Yeah. They're playing it every now and then. I get to hear it.
They're writing about him 3 times a week in the newspaper. They darn well better be playing that song.
Absolutely. And are you saving all those articles?
Yes. Yeah. Bought me a box, and we got all kinds of keepsakes and stuff in there. And they did a nice article about me whenever I was on Idol and this, that, and the other. And we've kept track of every interview I've done. We've done about 150 of them since Idol, which is nice. That's a lot.
You've been out with some of the big guys too. I know you did something with Ryan Seacrest.
I did. Stormy Warren. I did an interview with him.
Oh, I love Stormy. Such a good guy. Yep, absolutely. Have you been in their studios, the Stormy Warren studio? Serious?
I have not. I just got to visit. I just got to do like a Zoom interview with him.
Yeah,
and I did the same thing with Ryan. But no, I haven't got to go in the studio. I'd love to do another interview with him again. That'd be awesome.
What do you got planned for the near future? Are you going to be hitting the road?
Yes, sir, I am, and got a new album I'm going to be putting out here before too long, too.
Tell us about it.
I sure will. So the new album, being Alex Miller, only fitting title for a debut album is Miller Time, and
I love it.
That's the album title, and if you like country music, I've got a little bit of everything on the album for you. I got a few covers, and then I've got quite like 6 or 7 original songs, and
If it ain't a cover, then it's something you ain't ever heard before. I've got everything from like an up-tempo swing to more of a modern sounding ballady type thing.
Love it. And when is that album going to drop? You can't tell us.
Well, I can give you a close proximity. It looks like it's going to be either mid to late April is what it's looking like.
Wow, it's right around the corner.
Right around the I'm pretty excited. It's right on my heels.
And do you have your next single for radio already picked out?
Yeah. So what we're doing is I've got some guys pushing it to ads looking like towards the end of this month.
Okay.
It's called "Through with You." It's the newest song, newest single, and it's more of a Lord, I don't know how to describe it. It's just kind of its own animal, truthfully. Sometimes there's lions, sometimes there's tigers. Well, this is a bit of a bear, and it's I like it a lot. It's not like anything I've put out before. I'll put it that way. It's shows a little different side, and those shows a little different thing what I can do.
Have you ever, Alex? Have you and Deb? I'm sorry if you want to say something. Just put your hand up because you know me. I get rambling.
You're good.
Have you ever thought about not only being an artist, but because so many artists have gone this route, they're like starting their own podcast and things like that. Have you thought about doing something like that?
You know, I've never really thought about a podcast. I do do a lot of live videos on my Facebook and TikTok. That people really like those, and I do that a lot. But I get on there and sing and play. I don't really talk a lot,
right?
But I do quite a bit of different things.
Yeah. And you do all your social media by yourself.
So we kind of divided it up. It was getting kind of a bear to handle, truthfully.
Yes.
So I took TikTok and Instagram. My dad does my YouTube and my Twitter, and my mom does my Facebook and my Instagram, something like that.
Wow.
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
So they're awesome. I can't believe that they stepped in and helped me like that. But they're just, I guess they're just trying to help their boy. That's all I know to say.
No, absolutely right. And there's nothing more powerful than the support of your mom and dad.
No, they're
and it'll always be that way. Regardless of what the situation is, they both love you and you love them, and they're going to support you all the way. So
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I can't wait for the album. I can't wait for the album. I can't wait to hear the whole project.
I'll give you some insider information on a few of the song titles if you're up for that.
What do you think, Deb?
We always like insider. We won't tell anyone.
No, nobody at all. Nobody's going to even know about this.
Well, there's one song on the album. I'll give this one away.
Your dad's over there going, shut up.
Hey, man. Yeah. But I'll tell you, there's one song on the album that it's kind of a cutesy song, and I think you all will think it's funny. It's one that I wrote. I had the idea for whenever I was back in middle school again. But I had the idea and I never really got it finished. And the title is "Girls Must Be Clumsy Because They're Falling for Me."
Oh, that's cute.
Love that.
Yeah. And I took it down to Nashville and wrote with a guy named Jerry Sally, who does a lot of writing down there. And we put it together, and it's like an up-tempo swing number, and it really rocks and rolls. I love it to death.
Love it.
I love the title.
I know. Wow. That's all he's going to tell us, Deb.
Well, I mean, I can take a little more. Right?
No. It's all good. It's a go.
Okay.
Hey, okay, we got a little inside info. That's good. We don't want you to give it all away. We totally get that. We mess around a lot. So we got you, brother. If you could collaborate with anybody, who would that be?
There's so many good artists out there. It's really hard to pick one specifically. I've got to meet a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people I've always wanted to do something with is Dolly. I think every artist wants to do something with Dolly.
I have so much respect for that woman.
Oh, me
She's
too.
Phenomenal.
Me too. But if I could, that would be my one. I'd love to do something with her.
Or if you could talk to anybody and find out some secrets in the biz, who would that be? Dead or alive? Dead or alive?
I'd probably talk to whoever owned a record label like Columbia, or I'd probably talk to Chet Atkins. And the reason I talked to him is see what he saw in an artist and why he would sign somebody to a record label, and what he looked for in a new and upcoming artist, and ask him.
Absolutely.
I think that would be something like that. Maybe not Chet, but somebody like that.
No, and nobody's ever said that before. That's a cool thought.
It's a business, the whole business side of it. I like that.
Yeah, I know. I never thought I'd say something like that. Turn me into a businessman too.
You are awesome, my friend. Really, this has been great chatting with you, and so young and such a future ahead of you. And Idol kind of lit that fire that you needed. That's in the past now, but it's got you moving. It's got you going. You've got the support of so many fans. You got of course, your family, and just the reaction when you go places. And I that one time we saw you in Nashville, it was just like everybody wanted to talk to you. And seriously, that's why we said, he's talking to people. Let's go. I want to say hi, but no, it was crazy. It was crazy. So that's a good sign, dude. That's a good sign. And those people, a lot of those people are radio people, if not all of them. So.
Right. Well, it's nice to know that I'm an approachable guy. I've always tried to be that way.
Don't change.
I don't have any intentions. We'll put her that way.
Yeah, but, good.
I've always loved talking to people, because at the end of the day, if it ain't as an artist, I think a lot of artists forget this, and I certainly won't. If it wasn't for people listening to you or people wanting to talk to you or this, that, and the other, then you'd be sitting at the house.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to forget that, because I've done my sitting. I'm ready to get up and go now.
God, I love your attitude and your passion for what we do, what we're doing. If you weren't doing music, what do you think you would be doing?
Feeding cows and digging ditches. Probably be about what I'd be doing.
Yeah,
I'd be in college, one of the two, and certainly that'd be like.
Did you have you thought about college at all? Or is it just everything else that's everything that's going on?
I did give it some thought, but and I had some offers to go some different places. And,
sure.
This is
but you're living your dream. That's okay.
That's what I wanted to do, and
absolutely.
At the end of the day, if I can wake up and say that I'm doing what I want to do, then I think
you're good.
I made the right decision.
You're good. Absolutely. How often do you get to Nashville?
It's like my second home. I feel like it is. I'm down there all the time doing writing and things like that, and recording this, that, and the other. Sure. And I do get down there quite a bit. I love Nashville. Nashville is kind of like LA was for me. It's a nice place to visit, but I don't know about moving down there yet. Still,
it's gotten really busy now.
Yes. Well, it's just different from what I understand than it used to be. It used to be from what I understand, like one of those towns that was a small town but a big city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. Exactly. Now it's a big city within a big city.
Yes.
So
I think you have to kind of go more to the outskirts now to get that feeling, because there's so much activity going on with the
Broadway
bachelorette party, and all that. So,
and it won't be long before we have Miller's Bar on Broadway,
right?
Bar and restaurant.
That'd be nice.
Alex and Company.
Get a Miller Lite sponsorship too to go with it.
It'll be Alex and Company. Come on in.
Alex, there you go.
I love it. Alex Miller has been with us. You can find him online, alexmillercountry.com. Talking about the website, what can we find on there, Alex?
Well, that's where you can find out where I'm playing, where I'm performing. Even I got a merchandise site. It's got a link to it, and it's got a link to my new song and all my social media platforms. So if y'all want to come out and give me a follow and tell me it's something that we want to talk to me, this, that, and the other, we'll make sure to go over there and check us out. And especially if you want to come out and see us play somewhere, and then make sure to go over there. I might be coming someplace near you.
Let's hope so. Get you back at the fair again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd love that.
I don't know who does all this, finding out who's going where or what, but I can tell you the New York State Fair is looking for people right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They've got 3 beautiful stages, and they're looking to fill them for 13 days. So.
I think I might be able to get.
I don't know. Just have your people talk to their people, and I'll come out.
That all comes together right there.
Yeah. Skip will everybody. Come out and announce you, and you'll be all good.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is.
There you go.
Big thing, Alex Miller. I love it, brother. Alex, you've been awesome. Thank you for spending a little time with Deb and I here on Skip Happens.
Well, Skip, it's an absolute pleasure, and Deb, so nice to meet you too.
Same. Thank you for joining us.
And we want you to keep in touch, and we're going to follow you. And of course, spread the word to subscribe to Skip Happens on YouTube and Facebook page, because we do interview all the new and up and coming artists, as well as some well-established artists. And as we mentioned in the beginning, Deb's with the Country Music Fan Club, and they do a New Music Friday. So when you get your, the songs come out, which I know there's one out, we can post that on a New Music Friday, which is cool.
That'd be awesome.
And
we love introducing our fans to new music. They love hearing it.
And as an upcoming artist, thank you so much for that. I'm thanking you from everybody.
We love doing it. She loves doing it. She also has her company, the Audience Company in Nashville, Audco. You should look them up online, because if you're in Nashville and you're looking to go to a show and just see what's going on, they do TV tapings and all that good stuff. They'll put you in the audience. So, and it doesn't cost you anything. So that's a good thing.
I love that. I'd love to see a show.
Yep,
I play so many. It's nice to sit back. I went and saw somebody the other day, and it was just like, this is nice. I can sit here.
You get to sit back and relax for once. There you go.
I love it. Alex Miller, thank you again for joining us tonight on Skip Happens. It's been a great conversation to get to know you a little bit. And, I don't know if there's anything I should have asked, but I didn't. If there is, just tell us now or forget it. No, I'm just kidding.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I was just going to say that.
Exactly. Hold on a line, but we're going to say goodbye. You just stay right there. And thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to not only subscribe to Skip Happens on YouTube, but Deb, you want to give all your info?
Check out the official Country Music Fan Club on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us. This way we can introduce you to all these wonderful artists that come out. And what did you say, Skip? You're building one fan at a time.
Oh yeah, I always say one fan at a time.
Yeah,
one fan at a time, and then before you know,
damn. Before you know,
you don't have to worry about that. You're already huge. So that's big. And I don't mean like how tall you are in the number of fans. I'm just saying, dude. And I still don't understand why you didn't play football. But anyways, we're gonna let you go. And we'll talk again real soon. I want you to hang on, though. And thank you for watching, everybody. Deb Lamphere, Skip Clark, Skip Happens, Mr. Alex Miller from American Idol and doing his own thing now. AlexMillerCountry.com. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We'll see y'all.